What's going on, everybody? Ryan Thompson, the Assumable Guy. This is the Assumable Guy Show. Today, we're talking about something that honestly makes me a little mad. There's a whole shelf of assumable homes out there, homes with rates in the twos, and most buyers never even see them. 3 out of 4 are basically invisible. This one's for the buyer who's been searching for months, running the numbers, and coming up short every single time. Here we go. So let me start with the number that kicked all of this off for me. Only 25% of assumable mortgages are actually tagged in the MLS. 25%. That means 75% of them, 3 out of every 4, are sitting right there on the market and nobody knows they're assumable. You could be scrolling past a 2.5% interest rate today and have no idea it's even there. Now you're probably thinking, wait, how is that even possible, right? Like if my house had a superpower attached to it, wouldn't my agent shout it from the rooftops? You'd think so, but here's what most people don't realize. Most agents have no idea their own listing is assumable. They don't check. It's not a box they were ever trained to look at. Let me back up and explain how a home even becomes assumable in the first place. If it's an FHA, VA, or USDA loan, it's assumable. It's written right into the loan docs. That's federal. So any seller who bought or refinanced between 2020 and 2022 with one of those loans is very likely sitting on a rate in the twos or the low threes, and that rate can transfer to you. The seller doesn't have to do anything special. The loan already allows it. It's just sitting there. So why is it hidden? A few reasons. Reason one is the MLS field itself. There's technically a spot to mark a listing as assumable, but most agents never fill it in. Some MLS systems didn't even have the field until recently, so the data just isn't there for anyone to search. Reason two, and this is the big one, agents don't know how these work. And if they don't understand it, they're sure not going to advertise it. They don't want to get a question from a buyer that they can't answer. They don't want to look stupid in front of their own client, so they just leave it off. Silence feels safer for them. Reason three, the buyers don't know to ask. Most people have never heard the word assumable in their life. So even when they're standing in the perfect house, nobody in the room brings it up. Think about that for a second. The seller doesn't mention it because their agent never told them. The agent doesn't mention it because they don't understand it. And the buyer doesn't ask because they've never heard of it. 3 people in a room all sitting on top of a 2.5% rate, and it just evaporates. Gone. That's the 75%. That's exactly where they go. Now here's where it gets good for you. What does that mean for you? Opportunity. Because if 3 out of 4 are hidden, that means all the buyers fighting price wars over the same handful of visible listings are fighting over scraps. The real inventory, the good stuff, is off everybody's radar. This is what I do. I keep a list. Over 1,200 assumable properties in Colorado right now. And a big chunk of those are homes that are not tagged anywhere. I find them by calling listing agents one at a time and asking the questions nobody else asks. What's the loan type? Is it FHA or VA? Would the seller consider an assumption? I do all the heavy lifting to dig out the ones that are hiding. Little hack for you though. Even if you're not working with me yet, you can start doing a version of this yourself. When you find a home you like that's been sitting a while, have your agent ask the listing agent one simple question. Is there an existing FHA, VA, or USDA loan on this property? That one question can uncover a rate in the twos that nobody advertised. Most agents have never once been asked it. You might be the first. Now I know what some of you are thinking. You're thinking, Ryan, if this stuff is so hidden and so hard to find, it's probably not worth the hassle, right? Like, why chase a ghost? I want to make this super clear. The hassle is the whole reason the deal is still on the table. If these were easy to find and plastered all over Zillow, the price would already be bid up to erase the savings. The fact that it's hidden is exactly why it's still a deal when you find it. And let me put a real number on why it's worth the dig. Let's say you find one of these hidden homes, $430,000 house. The seller's got an FHA loan at 2.99%. Take a guess in your head. What's that payment look like versus buying that same house new today? At today's rate, call it 6.5%. A new loan on that house runs you a little over $2,700 a month, just principal and interest. That same loan, assumed at 2.99%, around $1,800 a month. That's a difference of about $900 every single month on the exact same house. $900. This is where it gets real. $900 a month is almost $11,000 a year back in your pocket. That's a really nice family vacation every year. That's maxing out a retirement account. That's the difference between a payment that keeps you up at night and one you barely feel. And over the life of the loan, that gap stacks up past $300,000 in interest on a house you were going to buy anyway. Let me tell you about Ben and Liz. They'd been searching for months. Every house that worked on paper had a payment that didn't. Classic. They found a home listed like any other. Nothing in the description about a rate. Nothing tagged. I made the call, asked the questions, and it turned out the seller had an FHA loan at 2.99%. Ben and Liz put $16,000 down, assumed that loan, and I negotiated them $1,000 in concessions on top of it. $16,000 down, a rate in the twos, on a $430,000 home. That house was hidden in plain sight. Nobody else even knew what they were sitting on. And one more thing while we're here. If you do find one and the bank tries to tell you it's not assumable, do not believe them. If it's an FHA or VA loan, it is assumable. It's federal law. They are lying to you because they'd rather have that low rate loan off their books so they can reloan that money at 6.5%. Do not take no for an answer. That's what my assumption processors are for. These guys hold the bank's feet to the fire. So here's the bottom line. The homes are out there. Most of them are just invisible unless somebody knows how to look. That's the whole game right now. Don't fight over the 25% that everybody can see. Go get the 75% that nobody's talking about. If you want me to hunt down the hidden ones for you, hit up assumableguy.com or DM me on Instagram at the.assumable.guy. I'll run the numbers for you. No pressure, just math. I'm Ryan Thompson. This is the Assumable Guy Show. Next episode, here's a question I get from nervous sellers all the time. If you let somebody assume your loan, can you still turn around and buy your next house? A lot of people think handing off that rate traps them forever. It doesn't, and I'll walk you through the math that proves it. See you on the next one.